Okay, so we just finished the Master's Hammer and Chisel Total Body Chisel. This is 3 rounds of 3 exercises. You hit your legs 9 total sets with your legs. 3 sets of squats, 3 sets of lunges, and 3 sets of these curtsy lunges off the bench, step up lunges, curtsy thingy jobs. They're horrible. But actually, I think the worst one for me was the lunges, the actual lunges. As far as my legs getting a good solid burn. Of course, I was doing just free weights. Casey was using the squat rack. She'll talk to you more about that in a minute. She probably got a lot more of a workout doing that. I was able to utilize the bench press machine, and then I did my rows 2 different ways. I actually did it with the machine and also with free weights. I actually think I got a better workout with the free weights. So that was just a side note. I did that last time with the machine, but with the free weights, I felt like I was able to get a little bit higher up into there, where the bench, you know, it goes where it goes. I mean, you don't get to control that as much. So I was able to use those free weights a little bit better. One thing that I did notice, and I will say, the first few times we've done this routine, the bicep curls on that incline with the head back have absolutely crushed me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just was happy to get done with those. But today I used the same weights I've been using, which was just 25 pounds. You're going kind of at a slower pace and you're trying to control it up and control it down. And I did not have nearly as much trouble with it today. So I definitely feel like my biceps are getting a little bit stronger on that move, especially. So that felt good. That's all I got to say.
Wow, I can't quit yawning. It's not that you're boring me, it's just I am just like exhausted.
I typically get that when I talk to her.
Could you finish your story? Bedtime story.
Yeah.
No, I am completely 100% just whooped. I wish we had this machine from the beginning of the program, because I tell you what, I know that this is made to be an at-home workout.
And for people who have 50, 60 pound dumbbells.
That'd be great. But those are expensive.
Yep.
And for a lot of people, it's more convenient just to have a gym membership, like Planet Fitness, for $10 a month. Take your worksheets with you, or take your on-demand with you, and do this program at the gym. And the reason I say that is because exactly what Phil was saying, you know, when we did this routine before, my biggest complaint was I feel like I didn't get challenged enough because we didn't have heavy enough weights. Well, today, it was challenging enough. And it goes back to this whole program, you're gonna get what you put into it. So if you really push yourself to the max, you're gonna get a great workout from it, even though it is only 30 minutes. I feel like I just ran a half marathon. I was able to do...
You know what a half marathon feels like?
No, if I run to the mailbox and back, that's pretty active for me as far as running goes.
A half marathon, wow.
But I'm like, look at this is pathetic. I'm like drenched,
sweaty.
Absolutely drenched. And I got faintish at one point.
You don't have the pool of sweat in your...
I put deodorant on there today.
Oh, did you?
No, I didn't. No, but my weights today, Phil was saying, you know, I used the squat machine for my squats, and I was able to do
120 plus whatever the machine weighs.
Plus whatever the machine weighs on that. So
probably about 145, 150.
That makes a huge difference when you're doing 3 rounds of 10, doing between 130 and 145 pounds. That's a big difference compared to doing my squats with 30-pound weights, which is what I was doing them with because he would have the 35s.
So I only used 70 pounds today. She used 150. So
yeah, but again, it goes back to, it's because you can do heavier weights when you're not having to hold them in your hands too. That makes a huge difference. A lot of times when you're trying to hold heavy dumbbells, especially for us ladies that don't have strong grip strength, and I'm sure it's difficult for guys too, but I'm not a dude, so I'm just going to speak from a female perspective here. But
hey, I didn't get my bling.
Oh, because you don't have your Under Armour.
Oh, okay.
You have your Nike today.
Yeah, I just was thinking about that. Go ahead.
Anyway, do I have bling today? I don't have bling today.
No.
I just have stars.
You just have a heart.
I'm just one giant heart because I care for y'all so much.
It's very caring.
I am. Anyway, totally forgot where I was going with that. Oh, sometimes when you're holding the heavy weights, you're concentrating more on holding on to the stupid weight and your forearms dying than you are actually concentrating on the move. And it hinders your progress and it hinders you getting the full depth of your moves because you just want to get up and drop them as fast as you can because they're so heavy. And when I was using the squat machine, I don't have that issue. All I could think about was, oh my gosh, I can't get up because my legs are about to die. And then after that, then we went and we did the reverse lunges. So instead, the next move that we did anyway.
Yeah, the next round.
The next leg round that we do. And doing the reverse lunges, I stuck with
just 35.
70 pounds plus the weight of the machine, whatever. And that gave me a complete run for my money. Instead of doing, we're almost too close to the garage now, where before I was able to get more of an extension. And in the video, I bet you can, I heard it go dum because I kicked the door.
She hit the garage a couple times. We can open the garage door.
Yeah, but it's too cold right now. I might get sick if the door was open because of cold air and then sweating anyway. But so what I did is I just kind of went down almost doing just a one-legged squat is really all it really was because I would just hold my one leg up that I wasn't using and then just do a squat and then come back up and then just really focus on bringing my hips forward and squeezing my glutes and tightening my core. And like I said, that gave, I about didn't finish. There was a couple of times I got way behind everybody else. And even in the rounds, we got pretty far behind because the first round that you do legs and then you come over and you do a bench press. So I had to take my weights off my machine, run over here, put them on my bench press because I was doing the 45-pound Olympic bar and then two 25s.
We fell behind basically by one full set, which amounts to maybe like a minute or whatever. And after we just paused the video. Again, it's whatever you gotta do, you gotta do. So I was helping her. She'd grab one weight, I'd grab another weight, I'd throw the weight on, I'd move her bench in, and then I go lay down on my bench press.
Yeah.
And so we were just kind of working together to try to make sure we stayed as close to in time. And we let the video just go. We knew what the moves were. So
yeah. So on the bench press, like I said, I was doing the 45-pound Olympic bar and then 25s on each side. I felt good with it. I feel like next week, if we do this routine again, I want to go up a little bit, maybe do 35s instead of 25s. I feel like that'll challenge me. Not that today I didn't get a good workout, but it didn't challenge me quite enough. I finished and I felt like, oh, I could do a whole nother round. And if you finish something and you feel like, oh, I could do a whole nother 10, you need to up your weight because you didn't challenge yourself enough. You should be almost completely to the brink of being barely able to get your last little rep in. And then after that, we did the bent over rows. Again, I utilized the Olympic bar with my 25s because I already had them on here from the bench press. So I just pulled my bench out, grabbed my Olympic bar off my squat rack, turned around, bent over, and then just went for it. And I got a great challenge out of that. That was really nice. So that was really good. Then I already told you about the weights that I used for the reverse lunges. And then
the other thing that she did differently was the pullovers.
Yeah, so that was in the second round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do flies. And on my flies, I was using 20s on the incline flies. And then instead of doing the pullover with the dumbbell, I decided I have a new machine, so I wanted to try it. I don't know, the first time I went way too light, and it was kind of awkward because you can't really get far enough away from it, so I had a little bit more of a bend in my arm than what I really should be having if I was to do it laying down on the ground. But by doing it this way, I was able to pull it down, and when I pulled it down
You
here,
feel real high in the lats.
yeah, really high in the lats, and it was really nice, which is a different feel than I was getting with the dumbbell. So again, just a different alternative that you could do if you were at the gym. You could do them like that, just do regular pullovers. Most of the time you won't see them on their knees, but ours is lower than it would be at a regular gym. Right. So that was fun. The second round through, I threw on a 25, so I was doing 35. And then our pulley system has a little bit of a stick in it. So it actually, to me, it feels like...
I don't think it's stick, it's got some weight to it.
it's not as smooth feeling, or I don't know, I just need to get used to it, but it's not nearly as smooth.
It's not sticking, it's just, it's a little heavier than what you would.
Yeah, and maybe it's because it's a free weight leverage system, so it feels a little bit different than an actual pulley system would. So, but yeah, so I did that, and then what did we do? The last round was all the step ups. I could have gone up on that, but we were kind of arguing over weights. That's where I was going to do 20s, and then he wanted then you wanted 20, so I ended up going to 15s. But I think on those, I think in our head we were thinking it was a lot harder than it was. Or maybe
I think that's what it was.
Stronger.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, you've done already a lot of legs by then, and you're like, I think I want to go a little lighter here because I think it's going to be hard.
Yeah, we had that conversation. We're like, I don't know. I should burn myself out. But definitely, I could have gone up. I used 15-pound dumbbells, and again, they hold them up here on their shoulders. We don't. We hold them down just because of the elbow issues.
Which mine's getting a lot better.
I was going to say, I haven't had any pain.
Mine's not completely healed, that's for sure, but it's a lot better than it was, and so we're trying to avoid anything that hurts the elbow. No matter what the exercise is, if you have to change the exercise or do something different, then just do it so it doesn't hurt.
And then the second round, since I was a little bit light, the second time we went through it, I tried to do a little bit more of a squat when I went down. So instead of just coming down and stopping, I actually went further down to make me have to do a little bit, almost like I was up on a higher bench. So yeah, I did that to make it a little bit more challenging, and I say, go for it. Whatever you need to do to make it feel, and when I did that, I felt it a little bit more higher up into the hip flexor almost area there. And then the last move we did